Ladies and gentlemen, good evening everyone. Good evening ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome. Feel free to come to the front, grab a hot dog, pat the snake, come to the front. Hi everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to probably one of the most unorthodox evenings of all time. However, we're getting closer to answering some of the big questions. Thank you for being here. If I could just have your attention, if you want to come up to the front, I'll probably assume the back half of the room won't listen. We'll get a good group front half. Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Hamish Blake and I am obviously one of Australia's leading financial brains. If it can make money, I know about it. Talk to me later, and I'll do a few cash jobs on the side and give you some hot tips. No, I am here as your MC tonight to guide you through the launch for Australian Standfirst. Skunkworks here. Put your hand up if you had to Google what a skunkworks is. I definitely did. Did we all learn a lot about Lockheed Martin today? Yes, we did. For those who don't know, the skunkworks was Lockheed Martin, the aviation companies. That's where they developed advanced weaponry in the States. Put your hand up if you thought you were coming to see an advanced weaponry company. Yep, okay. There's a firing range out the back. You get hands-on with a bit of... We've developed a new Sidewinder missile. No, it's become a term for a group of people that are doing something innovative in an unorthodox way. And that's certainly already, I think, what everyone's felt tonight. The Australian Standfirst Group, what their aim is simple. They want to be a thought leader in Australia for investment and philanthropic education. They want to be at the centre of giving Australians and philanthropic and not-for-profit groups the education needed to help them map out the financial landscape. That's their job. I'm just the MC. I did 1 unit of microeconomics at uni. I failed. It's going to be an amazing night. At the end of tonight, obviously, you will know a lot more about Australian Standfirst. I think that's what a lot of people in the room are here to do. It is the platform launch too. I'm sure a lot of you have visited the website. It will go live a bit later in the night. Now, I said to the Standfirst team, there are easier ways for people to look at a website than to come and do what we've all done tonight. You all know about the internet. I'm sure a lot of you have it on your phone. That's where the website will live. But you don't get a snake and free drinks and stuff just doing it at home. So that is what we're here to do tonight, and to see this building and the skunkworks that the team have created. It's a team of over 300 people at various levels who have been working for a lot of years to put something special together, to create digital content, to build this platform. Again, I could easily explain it to you because of my huge knowledge of financial stuff, but I won't. I'm going to get someone else who is also a titan of the industry to come up here. His day job is the Chief Executive of the Australian Industry Group. He is the chair of the Australian Standfirst Advisory Board. He was named in the paper today as, I believe, the king of superannuation or something like that. But when I asked him earlier, when my missing $923 from Video Easy is, he didn't know. So I don't know if he is the king of superannuation advice. But would you please welcome, to take you through what Australian Standfirst is, Innes Willocks. Innes, come on.
Thank you, Hamish. Thank you, everyone. So, a lot of people have asked me 3 questions about tonight, and Hamish touched on one of them. The first question was, what the hell is cravate noir? And now we see the answer. Everyone has different versions of what it is, but it's fantastic to see people here, so well dressed for an occasion, and this is an occasion. The second question is, what is skunkworks? And as Hamish mentioned, it's not Lockheed Martin, but rather it is a place where people come together to find innovative solutions to problems. The third question was, what am I doing here? And the answer to that question is to learn a little bit more about philanthropy in Australia. Australia has a very checkered history and past when it comes to philanthropic giving and understanding. We're not like the United States. We're a different market altogether. But philanthropy is all about investing with a purpose. And that is what Australian Standfirst is all about. It's all about educating people about philanthropy and about how to invest and how to get meaningful returns for our society and community as a whole. It's a very important purpose. It's a new purpose for Australia. Tonight is the accumulation of efforts of about 300 people in the team who've come together to make Australian Standfirst real and to make it viable and to make it attractive, to make it a place where people can learn, can share and can give. And that is what is so important tonight. The team have done an amazing job in pulling together all that you're going to see tonight and all that you're going to hear of. And tonight is a wonderful night to launch what will be an Australian first and what I think will over time become an Australian institution of note. We've done a lot of work already on education, around financial literacy and financial knowledge, and on investing, but there is a long journey to go. But tonight is just the start, and it's an enormous pleasure that you're all here and that you're all sharing this with us. This is a disparate group, and this disparate group reflects all that is at Australian Standfirst, the bringing together of communities for the benefit and knowledge of others. This organisation will grow over time. You'll hear a lot more of it, and it will become very much a player in the Australian financial circles. But here tonight, you're in a warehouse in Fitzroy. Hope you enjoy, hope you partake, and I hope you learn. And on behalf of all at Australian Standfirst, the entire team, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sharing the beginning of a journey. And somewhere out there, I think we're going to try to find Hamish again if technology works.
And I think we're on. I believe we're on. We're on. If you can see us now, everything works. If you can't see us, we meant it. This is the Infinity Black studio that a few of you guys would have walked through. I'm here with Tabitha Lovett. Thank you for joining us. This is just an example of how 2 seats and 1 table can work in the Infinity Black studio. Can you see a wall?
Yes.
No, you're not going to say no.
No,
it's infinite. And imagine the rent in Fitzroy. Tabitha, you're huge in the philanthropic world.
Yeah, absolutely renowned.
One of the great things about what this venue has to offer is this studio, which Australian Standfirst want not-for-profits and charity organisations to be able to use, obviously free of charge, whenever they want. Is that something that would be of use to create
absolutely,
content?
Because quite often people forget that not-for-profits are at the forefront of health, education, welfare, big organisations, not just the small Lamington Baker at the school. And when they're doing policy announcements or they're doing fundraising initiatives like, the bucket challenge, the ice bucket challenge.
Totally.
This is a much more compelling environment in which to make those types of announcements rather than it being, the sad office with the little dying plant behind them.
Nothing against a pop-up banner in the background, but nothing adds importance
like a black...
the vast, overwhelming power of infinity behind you.
And Danish oil. I mean, it makes everything we say more intelligent, more, fascinating.
Well, people that haven't been in here, I'm literally 200 metres away from where I was when I did the intro. I'm going to try now and take a camera back to the stage to launch the platform and launch the website. I'm going to try and do it in 2 minutes and take a little wander through. Tabitha, thank you so much.
You're
You can
welcome.
stay here in Infinity or you can come back to the party.
Run.
We're going to leave. We're going to walk now. How's it going? As you can see, look at the venue here. Easy access for me to hop out. I think we're going to go into the lift. I don't know if the camera's going to come into the lift and follow me. I don't know who I'm going to chat with in the lift. I don't know if I'm going to make any banking Royal Commission jokes. I don't know enough about it. I don't know if the camera's coming into the lift. So this is riveting stuff. I'm going to be back when I go down 1 level. Stay with me. I've somehow triggered the elevator and it's opened again. I might not make my 2-minute limit. Stay with me. Guys, if you can hear me, I'm in the elevator. I promise you when I get back to the stage, I will be pulling the trigger to launch the platform. This is where everyone will be shortly after the platform is launched. Have a look around. There's a whiskey bar there from Starwood. Doesn't matter. We're going back to the stage. Come with me. This is where the investment panel will be later. Are you coming with me as the camera? You might not be. I don't... You can now see me walking up the stairs. Huge amount of stairs, huge amount of space. I'm back. I'm back on this camera. We're walking up. I'm now behind you. Don't panic. This is like being an Oculus Rift. I'm behind you. I'm in front of you. I'm all around you. Coming through. Snake Lady, I have heard about you. Sterling, how's it going? How are you? Great to see everyone. How about the bloody Royal Commission? Oh, don't get me started. Oh, I don't know enough about it. How's it going? God, you look sharp, but it was black tie. Get out. The mic's cutting out. Great hat. Always good to have an attention-seeking hat. The mic's cutting in and out. How's it going? Just a few people that I often give investment advice to. How are you guys? Thanks. I know you were being very attentive before. How's it going? Now I'm on your camera. We don't. The mic's. We're back. We're back on exactly 2 minutes to get from the Infinity Studio. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Apologies for the mic cutting in and out. Huge round of applause if you didn't hear it. Yeah, 2 minutes to get from the Infinity Studio to here. Thank you. I know, a lot of you are fans of Infinity Black Studio time trials, and tonight's been a real quick one. And, oh, sorry, I know this is cutting in and out, which can be annoying. I'll try and stay in the one spot. We're about to launch the platform. It's my job as the MC to essentially point to a drummer who's going to do a drum roll to really annoy all the neighbours again who thought they were having a fun little Thursday night in Fitzroy and have already had bagpipers. We will now do a drum roll, an analogue drum roll, and then at the end of the analogue drum roll, there'll be a digital video that launches the Australian Standfirst platform. Analogue drums, go. I actually thought it would be a little bit of a deeper drum roll than that. Still good. Very good. And launch the platform. Oh, yes.
Watch, think, discover, engage. For too long, financial services in Australia have emphasized investment products first and left an investor's education as a distant second, leading to a disconnect between understanding, knowledge, and empowerment. As a result, Australian investment communities have grown increasingly separated from a clear understanding about what is actually happening across the real economy, the related investment markets, and the directions in which these may go. The same is true among Australian not-for-profit communities, whose impact is imperiled by the continuing misunderstanding of the differences between Australia's established charitable culture and the growing but materially different philanthropic movement. What is needed are better sources of education that are written with the needs of Australians squarely in mind. Introducing the Australian Standfirst platform, a unique, thoughtful, and practical digital asset written for Australians by Australians. The platform reflects the Australian Standfirst proposition, which is to be Australia's funds management thought leader for investor and philanthropic education, casting light upon the fundamentals of economics within the Australian experience, particularly the key differences between charity and philanthropy, and also more common-sense ways of appreciating financial terminology in straightforward Australian English. The platform launches Australia's first dedicated online economic dictionary, the Australian Investor Dictionary. This dynamic, responsive, and ever-evolving digital resource has been designed to translate investment terminology into clear Australian English, with editions coming every month in response to what engaged Australians are asking for, not what we or others believe they should know. Completely revised once every year, this content will form the watershed publication What Australians Asked For, which will provide a contemporary almanac and more colorful picture of concepts and terms which seemed unapproachable to everyday Australians before now. Among the major economies of North America, Asia, and Europe, only Australia has never agreed on a common shared economic template, until now. In late 2018, the premiere of Australian Standfirst's 30-minute landmark animation, Australia's Economic Story Explained, provides Australia the first complete economic guiding light, unpacking the nation's unique economic history from World War II to the present. Australia's Economic Story Explained brings to light how these forces influenced Australian life, the fabric of our economy, and our relationship with an increasingly globalizing world. It will serve as the nation's defining economic story, illuminating history to students and adding confidence to investors' understandings through a shared explanation of how we came to be. But more than standalone resources or tools, the platform adds fresh, weekly educational content through the Global Investor newspaper column, the Infinity Black Interview series, filmed at Australian Standfirst's Skunkworks headquarters, and in early 2019, a dedicated economic radio service, Australian Standfirst Radio. Celebrated Australian artist Saoirse Mackenzie's mural, Australia's View of the World, has been brought to life through an interactive digital map, bringing a visual representation of an Australian perspective on what often seems to be a distant and faraway world. Patient observers may even find Where's Wally? I didn't, but as an American, I was looking for Waldo. Australian Standfirst, at its core, holds a total commitment to improving understanding, adding value through Australian-focused education, and serving others through thought leadership. Watch, think, discover, engage. Welcome to the Australian Standfirst platform. Faraway world. Patient observers may even find Where's Wally? I didn't, but as an American, I was looking for Waldo.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, give it a round of applause. I mean, from what I understand, it's taken 5 years, so I think that's worth a round of applause. So the platform is live. I'm going to give you a rundown now of what's going to happen for the rest of the evening. The formalities are pretty much over. It's going to be, essentially there'll be two options for you. Drinking and enjoying music, a nice option for a Thursday night, or two 15-minute investment discussion panels, also a nice option, I know, for a lot of people in the room for a Thursday night. That will be downstairs in the whiskey bar. Starwood Whiskey have very kindly lubricated the investment panel discussion with a whiskey bar downstairs. That'll open up shortly. I would encourage everyone to stay up here though, because as soon as I'm finished, we're going to be treated to a performance by an amazing violinist by the name of Hiroaki Yura. He's an incredible performer. He'll be playing in a moment. I would like to run through, for those interested, some of our guests that we have in the investment panels downstairs. There will be members of the Australian Standfirst Funds Management Limited and Asset Management team. However, it'll also feature Andrew Mitchell, who's the co-founder and senior portfolio manager at Afir Asset Management. Gary Sussman, who's a very special guest visiting us from Israel tonight, especially for the night. Gary is he's an advisor. He's also Israel's most respected ultra-high net worth advisor. He's got a special focus on India. I tell him a bit of stuff too and he feeds that in. David Sarkis, a special guest visiting us from Hong Kong, Chief Investment Officer of Silvertree Investment Management. Thank you for being here. SK Chen, who's a tax partner at Deloitte Sydney. Hayden Matthews, the Managing Director and Head of Private Bank for HSBC in Australia, is visiting from Sydney. Adam Copperthwaite, a special guest visiting from Hong Kong for this evening, is the Head of Capital Markets, Asia Pacific at Citibank. And Stephen Boycott is CFO at the Hudson Conway Family Office. And Ben Salugio, CIO at Cato Capital. Those are big names. They will all be downstairs on the investment panels after this. There'll also be a performance by Opera Australia upstairs. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me. Please stick around and be wowed by the incredible... I'm How many strings does a violin have? 5. 4. 4. Just 4. By the incredible 4-string stylings of Hero. He's unbelievable. Please enjoy. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, man.
Don't be afraid to show it all.
as winter to work. The best winter. Yep.
Hello there, how are you?
Pretty good, yourself?
I'm well. Would you like a sing-along? Would you like an old-fashioned?
Sing along.
I'm going to point you to start with Solera. A little Melbourne-led sing-along here, matured entirely in Australian sherry barrel. Here they are. Enjoy.
He talks to us and we look at him like he's talking a different language.
Such a lot.